everyone. It is awesome to be on this platform, BANC. Such amazing things happening in the world, and we hardly get to know it. So I'm really happy to be here and to experience this platform. Really amazing. So I would want to share my screen. So I still find it odd when people talk about me, and I don't know if you guys have been through that, when people introduce you and it's like, oh, is that me? I still find myself caught in those thoughts. Now, the topic for today is how to be unstoppable, how to become unstoppable in your business. I'm assuming most of people here are entrepreneurs. Is that right, Jaspreet? Yeah. Okay. So how to become unstoppable without breaking the family. And this one is really important for me because for a good part of my life, I thought that if I choose, my achievements over my family, I have to choose. I thought so, but you don't have to. You can bring them all together. So no matter where you are, whether you are stuck, whether you're overworked, whether things are not working out for you, whether the past is taking a toll on your current, it is about being unstoppable. Now, you're here because on this wonderful platform, because you want growth. That's why we all are here. It says a lot about the growth mindset, which is there in this community. And you want it on your own terms. The free entrepreneur mindset, right? We all have learned not to go by the rules. They don't appeal to us. We want to live life by our own standards. And that's the reason you are here. And that's how you want to run the business. You want it easy. You're ready to do the hard work, but you want a speed lane. I call it more like a speed lane. And you want it now. Urgency is the factor we have consciously introduced in our life. We want it now, not tomorrow. So can you make a promise? I'm just making sure if I can see the chat. So I'm opening the chat for myself. Okay. Can you make a promise? If I can show you the path and how you can get there, how you can become unstoppable, would you walk on it? Give me a yes in the chat. Yes? Okay. All right. So many yeses. I love it. It just boosted my morale. So now I'm ready to share what I want. So just two very simple things. One, why am I qualified to talk about it? About an unstoppable mindset, how to change the game in your business. I'll talk about that. Very simple. So I'll talk a little bit about my journey with your permission. And secondly, I'll talk about the three simple hacks which you can use to change the game in your business. And let me tell you that I am not the best speaker, but what I'm bringing here is my 100% authenticity. I bear myself to the bones. That's how I am. And I'm bringing that here and my extraordinary ability to create results for my clients. That's what I'm bringing, right? So let me take you to 2019. A project manager. This is who I was, working in IT. I was a CA, just like some of you who are here, CA, CPA. We'll that's a talk for another day. But I was managing projects. I was a good mom and a happy wife. I thought I was successful with 16 years of career in the corporate with the best names like Deloitte, Tech Mahindra, Westpac, the topmost company, topmost bank here in Australia. I thought I had done really well, but it was all an illusion. 16 years of corporate career. I didn't realize it till the day my position became redundant. And this happened at a time when I was leading a huge initiative in my company, leading 5 different vendor companies, 5 big vendor companies. And as I stood there stranded on the road with somebody telling me, pressing my button, telling me, I don't need to come to office from tomorrow, I felt cheated. I felt, where's that school topper? Where's that gold medalist? Where's that national level ranker in CA? I thought I was this all those 16 years, but somewhere in the middle, I had slipped into mediocrity. And I realized that something had gone terribly wrong. It was my chance. It was my second chance to get the things right. One good thing that I did at that time was not blame anybody else. So I took charge and I started myself on a self-discovery mission. Before that, it was projects after projects, client after clients, companies after companies. But I was the same person sitting on a different desk every year. But that point of time in 2019, I went on this massive spree. I started traveling around the world, learning from the best strategy gurus, business gurus, the best coaches in the world. And slowly I started seeing a different side of me, which I had never seen before. And over a period of 2 years, as I worked on myself, by 2021, I was the best-selling author, got a few accolades, Women Entrepreneur of the Year, Indian Achievers Award, 40 over 40. This is special because this was given this was given to people who have jumped after 40 years of age, because we feel that our life, we have settled into what we know, that word that we know. It was given to the people who have created a different life after 40 and working as a coach, changing the game of people across 12 countries. Now, proud mom, again, I would emphasize on it, proud mom and a much happier wife, because we feel that if we are achieving things, if we focus our attention on something different, if we think big, we would compromise our family. But it didn't happen like that, none of it. And this was like a eye-opener for me, with 100 times more energy. Earlier, when I would come back from office, it would be, I'll have food, go for a little walk, and then by 10 o'clock, I was done. But now I was working with clients at my time. I chose the place, I chose the clients, and I chose the time that I worked with. So with 100 times more energy, I was operating, and then founder of a business nearing 1 million in those 2 years. So got an opportunity to talk at various platforms, podcasts, radios, television, got an opportunity to walk the ramp, to go glamorous, because I was coaching the Miss India Australia contestants, and to be with Stedman in the same frame, Oprah Winfrey's partner, and the few accolades that I gathered around in my journey. And then the book, Playful. Now this is precious because one, it is my baby, our baby, a book that I have written with my partner, Kapil, and myself. And two, because it became a bestseller, but what is important is it changed my entire philosophy in life, and which is the crux of the presentation today. As I said, in our life, when we start, it's all about achievements. We give it our all. We want to achieve big things. We have that fire in the belly, and we continue to achieve good things. I still remember my early days where I was known as someone with a Midas touch. Whatever project I touched, whatever client I touched, it just turned into gold. That's how people describe me. But over the years, what happens is we realize that we have not taken care of our family. We start meeting them more. We start calling up our parents more. We go for more holidays, only to realize that somewhere in the journey, our health has been compromised. So what it talks about is three things: your achievements, your health, and your relationship. That's the triangle of life that I talk about. We need to expand this triangle. Even if one side falls, it's not worth it, right? So this is the philosophy of this book. And that's based on that philosophy, I was able to achieve what I could achieve in the last 2 years. Now, how did this happen? 3 hacks. Very simple. You see how quickly I have reached the 3 hacks, because that's what I want to present in this. So 3 hacks that will change everything. Now, how have I arrived at these hacks? Gone through, read massive books. I'm a massive book reader. I read 1 book every week. Audiobooks, not paper books. I was a paper book junkie once, but I changed it into audiobooks. 5 coaches, gone through multiple programs, business programs, personal development programs, invested loads of money because I just went crazy. The world of personal development blew my mind, and I discovered it. I was talking to someone and I was saying that all my life, it is about 3 bottles. I don't know if you guys can see, I've got 2 on my table. There's 1 more, which is about the 3 people whose mind I have really gone into. I've done all their programs, the best in the world. One is Tony Robbins, one is Russell Branson, and the third one is Ben Harvey. So these 3 people have done all their programs, have really went crazy. And what I'm bringing here is what I've learned from these people. And I have broken it into bite-sized pieces for you, very simple things, so that it is easy to consume. It is easy for you to grasp it. Now, hack number 1, how to double your business in 12 to 18 months. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, let's talk about it. Step number 1, your business redefined. Let me ask at this step, let me ask, what business are you in? Let's hear a little bit so that I have an idea about the businesses. So just if in a one line, if you can put in a chat, what is your business? That would be great to see. Manufacturing. Thanks, Hemant. What else? HR services, real estate, Sanjeev. Okay. Logistics, international logistics, immigration. Okay. Trophy. Right. Now, how many of you, while you were talking about your business, thought about your customers? Did you? Or you thought about your customers, but chose not to write about them? And that's the difference. When I say I'm a coach, it really doesn't mean anything. It really doesn't mean anything. It's not about me. It's not about you. It is about your customer. What I do is bridge the gap between where my customers are, where my clients are, and where they want to be. And I literally hold their hand to move them from A to B. That's what I do, right? So when you say about networking, when you talk about trophy, maybe it is, we make celebrations feel wonderful. I mean, I heard something about trophy there. Or if it is about a beauty business, cosmetics business, then we help people. We help people feel beautiful about themselves. So think from the customer's perspective. And this is one lesson I got from, I forgot the name of that guy, but my first lesson in business, where it is not about us. Even when you go to a networking event and you say that I deal in corporate advisory services or manufacturing and trading, it really doesn't mean anything to the person. You're carrying your brand everywhere. So talk in front in terms of the customer. So any of you who want to take a second take at it, you want to put it in the chat about how do you redefine your business? Anybody wants to put it in the chat? For the accountants, we make life easy for our clients, right? So always you're doing something for your clients. So nobody wants to take at that. We help people manage their money better. Love it, Anu, love it. Yeah, Sayog to exporters and importers. Little more, you can finish it, but I'm sure you got the crux of it. It is about the customers. What is it that we are bringing to the table? So I was saying, whenever you go, whether it is there's a gathering with friends, whether you're going to a corporate, whether you are in a networking event, introduce yourself the right way, because it will bring a change in your thinking yourself. I love it, how people are putting it. Love it. Thank you guys. So let's move to step number 2, your client avatar. Do you know your client avatar really well? Give me a yes or a no. Let's see. What do you think? You know it really well? And those of you who say yes, I mean, it's great, but I want you to really think about it today. And when I say yes, Navneet, that's awesome. So max, I'm assuming it means maximum, mostly yes. Yeah, that word mostly, that word max, probably that has to go. You should know your client inside out. And when I say that, the way your customers walk, the way they talk, the words that they use, what are their pain points? What is it that they are looking for? What are the risks that they have? What are the opportunities for them? Everything, you should know it inside out. So if you can promise me, and I'm sure this will really help you out, just a 10-minute exercise. After this session, create an Excel, and in that, write down your client avatar. And maybe there'll be more than one. It is possible, depending upon your business, but write down your ideal client avatar and write down in various columns how do they walk? This is also important. And I wrote a social media post on it, I think last year on LinkedIn, and it went viral. So it is like, when I'm walking, let's say I'm walking at the Vineyard station and I see people, I can literally make out how their expression is. I mean, how lost they are or not lost, how much present they are, what is going on in their mind. I can literally Really, really recognize them. This is how you should be. It should be so clear. The problem, I'll tell you, that comes is we are all looking at the red ocean. We are trying to serve everyone. Do people agree? Like, do you feel? I know it is difficult to, difficult to admit, but everybody is serving everybody. Just because we can doesn't mean that we, serve everyone. I am hugely in the favor of polarization. Do not be scared to repel certain people. So let's say if you're, and I'll talk more about coaching terms because that's my word. That's what I know the most. So let's say your business is about quit 9 to 5. You're helping people quit 9 to 5. Now there'll be people who do not want to quit 9 to 5. They actually want to set up a side business. They are not your clients. They are not your clients. Be okay with repelling them, right? So that's what I meant. So for me, when I work in my business, I just cannot work with the people who are contented, because for me, they'll never be hungry enough to, they will not be ready to have the money mindset that I want. And without that, I really cannot create results for them. I can change the money mindset, but they should be ready for it. People who say, itna bahut hai, jitni chadar ho, utna pair phailao. I know my dad used to say that. My father-in-law also says that. But, it doesn't work like that in business. We need to think big, and we need to choose the people. People who are not thinking big are not my clients. So in the first meeting, I can make out, and I'm not scared to say no to those people, because I know no matter how much I try, I cannot create the magic for them. So be polarized and create for a blue ocean for yourself. Now, social media. How many of you use social media? Really leverage it well, very well. Yes? No? I don't see a lot of hands going up. Social media is a gold mine. We are all sitting on it. Rajiv, glad to hear that. So it's a gold mine, guys. LinkedIn, Facebook, wherever your audiences hang out. This is another thing. You should know where your audiences hang out. And you should literally be able to go to that place and talk to them there. Whether they will come to you or not, it's their decision, but you should be able to reach those places. And if you're not leveraging social media well, I can tell you, you are leaving a lot of money on the table. For me, to get to this, almost the 7-figure, I haven't touched my 1 million yet, but maybe in a month or two. But getting there, 98% of my clients have come from social media. Complete strangers who call me up and who sign up on the call. So you are leaving a lot of money there, right? So see if you can do something about it. I'm very sure you can. Okay, step number 4, murdering your mediocrity. So I talk about the layers of mediocrity that I was in, the average game I was playing, and you are your best judge. I'm not saying you are as bad as I was, but is there something that you can do better? That is for you to find out. Can you play a better game? Is there a step up for you? And for that, I will suggest 3 things. 1, whatever your price is, do you believe in your product? Do you believe in it? Yes? You're not doing it only for money, right? I'm very sure nobody is doing it for money, because that's not the way we run business. We're passionate about it. We believe that it is going to change the life of the people that are dealing in those products. That's how we do it. So if you believe in the product, can you take the price up by 10%? Is that a big ask? Yep. Yes, Amit. I love it. Guys, use the chat, because I'll get bored if only I'm speaking. So let's all make it interactive. Let's all make it fun. So if you can take your price up, love it, Sneha. Love it. So take it up by 10%, just 10%. And I'll tell you, the product that I sell, I used to sell that product when I started for $99 US. And today I'm selling it for, in a year, I'm selling it for $4,600 US. Take your price up. I know the magic it creates in the life of my customer. I totally believe in it. And I know 98% of my clients get the results. I'll make it happen. So if you believe in it, take it up. Customers will pay you for that. Second, can you take your number, the number of Navneet, 18% up? I love it. I love it. So it shows a lot, Navneet, how much you believe in your product. That's the thing. Do not be scared. People will pay you. You know, if somebody is paying you $1,000, they can definitely pay you $1,100, right? It's not a big money up if they believe in your product as well. Now, number of customers, take it up again, 10%. And for that, you might say, it's easy to say, Shilpa, but how do I do that? You know, I'm stuck with the current customer base. Think about what is it that you have not leveraged. Are you not doing email marketing? Are you not leveraging social media? Are you, can you run some challenges? You know, 5-day challenges, 10-day challenges. Can you do that? You know, think about what is it that you have not done. So you're not changing your high level direction. You're not changing your customer base, but you are leveraging what you haven't done so far. And third, increase the repurchase rate by 10%. Raving fans. And I'll tell you, this is a sweet spot in my business. People who buy one product, because of the results that they get, they come and buy another product. In fact, I've had families, and which is where my plateful concept comes into being. One person buys it, families there. I mean, I've got customers where the person has bought it, his brother has bought it, somebody has given gift to the person, like high cost products. I deal in high cost products. They've gifted it to a family member. This is how, you know, 4, 5, 6 people in the family are my clients. So increase the repurchase rate. Don't let them go once they buy one product. Do not be satisfied. What is it that you can sell once you create some result for them? So is that good? Does it seem achievable? Yes.
Yeah, absolutely. I think very much. Nobody can deny this.
Yeah. So great. And what will it create for you? What will it create is a 33% increase, just 3 simple things. And I can tell you this, what I'm bringing this from a program which I did early last year. And this, you know, I was sitting there, I didn't hear anything in that program. I just heard this. This just stuck with me. And immediately I started planning that day, what is it that I have not done and which have been coming to my mind. And it just went up by 33%. So I didn't hear anything. You just need one light bulb moment. And I'm bringing my best light bulb moments for you so that you can get a light bulb moment and convert it into action and results. Right. Hack number 2, identity shift. The magic is in the identity shift. Now, when I started my business, when 2019, I was very well aware that I am not the person who's going to get to $1 million or $10 million, whatever is my aim. I knew that. And again, we have to be our best judge. I had to invest madly in myself so that I can go through that identity shift and I can become that Shilpa who is capable of creating those results. Firstly, I have to work on myself. Secondly, then I have to be able to give it to others. For that, huge gap was there. So you need to work on your identity shift. A lot of us, we focus on a lot on the business. So the first hack was about what is it that we can do in the business. Second is about your own identity shift. And this is my sweet spot again. This is what I work on with my clients. And whether they get, I mean, people have got 3 promotions in a year. People have created businesses. This is where the magic is. So what needs to be done is rediscovering yourself. Again, I cannot overemphasize the importance of it. You need to understand what is coming in the way. What has got you here is not going to get you to your next level. So what needs to change? Firstly, understand your belief system. What is it that you need to, what is it that you need to let go? The beliefs that are coming in the way of your progress, your own beliefs. Because if you believe you'll create this much, this is how much you believe. If you think you can create this much, this is how much you will believe. So let go of those limiting beliefs, identify them, break those patterns that are coming in the way of your progress, thinking is small, procrastination, all those things, let go of them so that you can rebuild the confidence. And then once you've let go of everything that is dragging you down, then it is about rewiring our brains to success. And for that, it is about installing the success parameters so that you can have the courage. You can have 100% clarity of the direction that you want to take, the customers you want to serve, what impact you're bringing to others, 100% clarity, and then having the courage to not only think big, but actually create big. And then having 100% certainty that no matter what life brings, so I call it certainty about the uncertainty that life will bring or the business will bring, 100% certain, no matter what happens, I'm going to reach there. I'm going to make it happen. And if you know it to the bones, will that not happen? Right? It will happen. There's no reason. You have the mindset, you're taking actions, you have the help, you have the clarity, you have the courage, confidence, all those 4 C's you've got, it is going to happen. So the identity shift is what I hugely emphasize on. Do not let yourself be where you are. And hack number 3 is breaking through the current constraints. So I know each of us have got constraints depending upon the business that we are in. Economy is not doing good. COVID is there. Market is not good. There's a different system that we had to invent in the last 1.5 years. But what you have to see is, has anybody else done what you want to do? Okay, do you see anybody who has done? And you can go, think about your business, right? Is it, has anybody else done? Can you think about your market? Has anybody else done it? Yes. And if yes, so I'll not wait for the chat. If it is yes, can you reach out to them? Those people who have done it, who have killed it, who are rocking it in your business, in your market, can you reach out to them? Easy, right? You can reach out to them. And is it important for you? And you'll say, oh, yes, I can reach out, but you know what? I don't know. Okay, let me try for some more time. No, reach out. If it is really, really important for you, reach out to them and buy their time. It's as simple as that. Buy their experience, buy their time. That's the shortcut or the speed lane, as I talk about. And here's a simple thing. I was just a corporate zombie, as I call myself, a total mediocre, didn't exist, a nobody sitting in a corner of my companies, whatever I worked with, didn't know. Nobody in my family had been an entrepreneur. For us, entrepreneurship was like my mom, my father-in-law, all that they knew about business is a perchun ki dukan. That's how they saw it. And they were like, oh, will you do that after doing a CA, CPA, all that? And they didn't know anything. I wasn't across any ABC of entrepreneurship, but still I did it, right? Still I did. And if I can do it, honestly, if somebody like me can do it with who I was, you all are much better than me. So definitely you can. So my secret was I bought time. As I talked about the 3 bottles that are always there on my table, I bought time from the people who had done it. And that became my speed lane. So it is not normally the mountains. We look at the mountains, this is what we need to go, but it is the small pebble in your stone. So look at, first remove that pebble in your own shoes, right? Remove it. And once you have done that, then once you have got rid of anything that is slowing down your speed, then it is a time to fly high, because that time the altitude that you will take will be very different. So, I've just put my LinkedIn link for those of you who want to connect. So yeah, that's it. I would give it to Jaspreet or Anuj, whoever wants to, take it, and happy to answer any questions if there are any.
Yeah, I think first of all, it's such a high energy, high powered session that everybody must be feeling that you've taken everybody by storm, Shilpa. That's really, really good. And so many learnings you've shared with your life, from your life, and I think all of us have faced those situations, and we have been in those situations at some point of time. Some of us coming from the corporate world, jumping into business, so very well can relate that, and that's something would have happened with all of us at some point of some stage of our life. So guys, I think it's a brilliant opportunity to ask questions which are very specific to your business, in your context, whatever fits. So please go ahead, just raise your hand, and over we can ask the questions to Shilpa. So
I think Hemant has asked the motivation after the setback. Yes, I could have easily got lost, Hemant. So I can tell you, when you look back on your journey, it looks very rosy. It seems that everything was beautifully laid out. But you all know, you are entrepreneurs, you know, no 2 days are the same. At that point, it was not very easy. Like, no matter how shiny it looks now, okay, you did that, so much impact, people across countries. But when I started, firstly, the biggest problem that I faced was not knowing how to sell. That was my biggest challenge. So corporate teaches us how to deliver. We all know how to create results. I'm sure delivery is nobody's problem, but it is how do you sell? And I relied on word of mouth, and I just didn't know how to go in the market. Yes, if you are ready to go free, there'll be a lot of people flocking to you. And those are not the right people, because they will just give up at some point of time. So it was difficult for me to go there and say, yes, I'm there. Pay me for what I'm worth. Remember, I told you $99 I was charging for something which I sell at 4,600 US dollar today. And that's the start of my programs. So that at that point, things were not easy. And because I mean, I don't know how many of you are aware that my husband is also an executive coach, and we more or less jumped into the journey together. And when it happened, it was, I mean, it didn't go well. Finances were reduced. Some more unfortunate things happened. When life pushes you, it pushes you terribly in a corner. So finances were drained, and we reached a point when there were only $563 left in our bank, with $15,000 of mortgage, and two daughters, one in year 12. You can imagine the kind of stress it would have created. And I still remember this. Probably you guys can't see it, but my backyard, we would be walking, okay, what is it that we do? And, things did come to our head about, one of us going back to the job because it was comfortable. He was a director in Cognizant, and it was easy for both of us to go back to the IT jobs. But we had not started it to give it up like that. So finances, when it really became a challenge, I remember one day we were having tea in the morning, and I got up and I said, okay, what if we draw a wall in between our living room? And with our own hands, we drew this wall in the middle of our living room. So this room where I'm sitting in, this portion of the house, we gave it on Airbnb. And what we got from there, that paid our monthly, in fact, weekly groceries. This is what paid for it. And obviously, we picked up a lot of loan from the friends. We took hardship allowance from the bank, stopping our mortgage. So life does push us in a corner, and it is easy to get lost. But when you know why you are here for, and you have complete confidence, and you have worked on yourself, you know you're rock solid inside, and you know the impact that you can create for your clients, then it's like we go till here and we say, it's not happening, it's not happening, it's not happening. And at some point, we give it away. But it's just a little bit more, guys. And if you can go that far, I can tell you, that's where all the results are. That's where, forget branding and all. This is all, everything external, but that's where the real win is. I hope, Hemant, I have asked your question. It is about us. It is about knowing to the bones that we can do it.
Sorry to interrupt, Shilpa. Hi, this side Piyush. You are absolutely right, because I have also faced so many of these type of scenarios and situations. बट वो वक्त निकालना बहुत मुश्किल होता है. इसमें मैं ये कहूंगा कि निकालना बहुत मुश्किल होता है. यस, इट्स इजी टू से नाउ कि वो हम निकाल पाए, लेकिन वो एक एक सेकंड, एक एक साल होता है, मुझे नहीं पता, एक एक जन्म होता है, वो इट्स वेरी डिफिकल्ट द टाइम दैट, मतलब कि वो पास ऑन कैसे करे.
Yeah, and I'm getting goosebumps as you say that, Piyush, because I have been there. A lot of people here would have gone through that. This is the reality of life. When you have to pay your bills and you have a dream, I call it aim. When you have an aim and you have to, you don't know how to take care of your day-to-day expenses, and nobody's coming for help, I would just say, think about how is it that you can do things differently. The good thing that worked for me was consistently investing. What was I taking the loans from? I mean, from the people. I'm really fortunate to have people who believed in us, our friends. picked up a loan of $100,000 from them. And what did I do with that? Grocery ka आ रहा था, Airbnb से आ रहा था. Grocery was somehow managed. I used to buy and I've never talked about it on a public platform, but I used to buy the vegetable जो पीछे रखी होती है, which is one day पुरानी. I used to buy, couldn't survive, right? This was the reality. But so $10 I had to think, but $10,000 I wouldn't think because I had to invest in myself. I knew I had to become that person who is capable, who is capable enough of creating those results. It's not just soch liya ho gaya. You have to consistently work. So in that tough time also, I would say resources are not there, but be resourceful. If just you can be creative, if you can be resourceful, I still think, what if we had not built this wall with our own hands? How would we have survived? So you have to be creative. कुछ ना कुछ कहीं ना कहीं होगा जो आपने नहीं सोचा होगा. Just put your brains, keep thinking about it. What is it that you can do differently?
Yeah, I think Piyush, I totally echo with what Shilpa said, and I totally understand what you mentioned, that the background probably I think all of us come from. And just taking a clue from the last slide which you shared, it's the pebble in your feet. I think life is also just like a boxing ring, and I continue to say this, but you have to be there till the last round. The last man standing wins the game. It's difficult. Nobody told us that life is going to be easy, but the one who crosses that limit and who is able to sustain that, weather that out, I think that is where the real winners are. And एक बहुत अच्छा सा concept है, Mission Mangal, एक movie थी अभी, Akshay Kumar and all that, if you guys would have seen, and I really love that context which fits in. जब अर्थ की gravity से बाहर जाना होता है, when they have to push that rocket out of the Earth's gravity, so that needs maximum power, that needs maximum energy. So they save that energy so that we can thrust that rocket out of that, and that is what difficult situations are. So you need the best of yourself to move out of that. And that is where the greatness comes from. Otherwise, mediocrity, and that's the topic I loved, when I read Shilpa's profile. So we're all bored of, we don't want to be mediocre, but that is where we need to really thirst it out. And it is difficult. And that is what we really have to embrace and, figure out the options, what we have available. Anyways, thank you, Piyush. Thanks for contributing. Thanks, Hemant. So Weber will go to you, and then Rajiv ji, aapke paas.
Thank you.
Weber.
Yeah. Thank you, Shilpa. It was a wonderful session, and the situation that you said, even I have gone through that in 2013, and getting out of the job with survival, the way you said, was a challenge at that given point of time. But again, doing very well successfully for 7-8 years. Again, you started feeling that again a mediocrity has started hitting, and again. There are so many things which are clinging you and that are stopping you, and because you are in your comfort zone making money, but the capability that is there, and the type of person you are, so again trying to understand how to get out of that, because after 8 years I feel I'm getting stuck into that mediocrity.
Yeah,
so that is another challenge. Now you have funds also, you have money also, you have a good bank balance, but the feeling has started coming in.
Yeah. So easiest thing, Weber, I would say, do you have a coach, by the way?
No. Yeah, one.
Okay.
Partial coach, just breathe.
Sorry, what is it?
Just breathe.
Just breathe.
I'm a co-pilot, yeah.
Do you pay him?
So I have made him a co-founder in one of my venture, which has a potential to become $1 billion business.
Okay. So load him with money. I can tell you, he'll work like anything with you. I can tell you. So this is the thing. Most of us, we feel that, there's a difference between a mentor, there's a difference between our, co-founder, and there's a difference between our coach. That is what we have to understand. And I can really understand, Weber, what you're saying, because when all those things, when all the woes, financial woes were over and could do whatever in my life, always I think about what next level kya hai? और वहां तक पहुंचने के लिए, who do I look? And my eyes. So this is how literally I am. I keep my wallet up like this. Okay, where do I invest in? And I'm not talking about, investing just money for multiplying the money, but whom do I invest in? Who is it who can take my game up to the next level? Who is it who has done that? And I hold that person's hand. When I reach that level, then I hold another person's hand, right? So this is the easiest thing, along with, I'm sure Jaspreet is doing from where he's coming, a wonderful job. But I would say for both of you then, who do you look up to? Who is it that can take your game up to the next level? And I have been there. And me and my husband, both of us are in the same business. So we think about, okay, who next? We start eyeing our next coach. And it has played wonders. There was a time where I said, where we both discussed that, okay, now we need somebody who can change our game in 6 weeks. 6 weeks wale coach dhoondne shuru karte hain, who can transform your life in 6 weeks. And it worked like wonders. So you have to see what you need, what is missing. Don't be scared of investing in yourself, because this is where the real magic is. It is all a game of mindset, all mindset. Yeah.
Sounds good. Thank you so much, Shilpa.
Pleasure.
And just taking a clue again from the word you used, Shilpa, mediocrity, and Weber, I think what we are all trying to do is being a better version of ourselves. And that is what we just want to shed away. Now, it's not for money. Now, it's not for that fame. It is just about proving ourselves that, yes, we can do better. We can do bigger. We can do something which can make a profound impact on, what we are doing. I just want to share, in the morning today, I was, when I was getting ready for today's session. So I could see my son was up and he was already preparing for a test he had this morning, maths test. So I in a way, I felt good that, even me and Shilpa, my wife's name is also Shilpa. So we were not up and he was already studying. So I just asked him, yaar, aisa kya ho gaya? Matlab, itna jaldi utھ ke padh raha hai, what is it about? कि नहीं मुझे आज टेस्ट था, so I just wanted to be up for that. And now there are two ways of looking at it that is related to our education as well as our business lives as well. When we used to study, or I was just telling him, so the idea was we have to pass, we have to get 100 out of 100, right? और जब आपका thought process होता है कि मुझे survive करना है या pass करना है या 100 out of 100 लेकर आना है, then you are mugging, then you are not 100% into it. But when you love something, when you are understanding the concepts, when you're really enjoying it, that is what I've started to realize now, that when, let's say now Weber is building a new company, or, Arun is trying something new, that is coming from the heart, that is coming from inside. Now you don't really want to show anybody कि मेरा 100 out of 100 है, because you are your best judge. अगर आपको मजा आना शुरू हो जाता है उन चीजों में कि यार करना है, अपने लिए करना है, बेटर करना है, क्या हम बेहतर कर सकते हैं, then I think the magic starts to happen. Then you're not bothered about the results, but yes, you're feeling good from inside. That is what I try to tell him कि अगर मजा आएगा तो फिर स्कोर को भूल जाओ, मतलब कि क्या स्कोर आता है, अंदर से कॉन्सेप्ट समझ में आना चाहिए कि यार मैं कर रहा हूं तो क्यों कर रहा हूं. And I think that's true for everybody. Anyways, thanks Weber. Rajiv ji, over to you.
थैंक यू जसप्रीत जी. नमस्कार शिल्पा जी, मेरा नाम राजीव शर्मा है और मैं एक इंटरनेशनल लॉजिस्टिक्स कंपनी रन करता हूं. सबसे पहले तो मैं मेरी जो 4 फेवरेट लाइन है अपनी लाइफ की, वो मैं आपसे शेयर करना चाहता हूं कि लहरों से डरकर नौका पार नहीं होती और कोशिश करने वालों की कभी हार नहीं होती. असफलता एक चुनौती है, उसे स्वीकार करो, क्या कमी रह गई देखो और सुधार करो, और जग में यूं ही जय जयकार नहीं होती और कोशिश करने वालों की कभी हार नहीं होती. तो शिल्पा जी, मुझे आज आपका जो मुझे टेक अवे है, क्योंकि हर बार कुछ ना कुछ टेक अवे हम लोग यहाँ से लेके जाते हैं, तो जो आपने चीज कही है कि अगर आप ज्यादा स्पीड से बढ़ना चाहते हैं तो आप ऐसे इंटेलिजेंट लोगों का टाइम बाय कीजिए जो आपको गाइड कर सके. बट कई बार सिचुएशन ऐसी होती है कि जिनका टाइम आप बाई करना चाहते हो बट वो अवेलेबल नहीं है, तो ऐसे कौन से और पैरामीटर्स हैं जहां हम लोग उनको कनेक्ट कर सकें या उनके साथ मिल सके? क्योंकि कुछ आपके रोल मॉडल्स होते हैं. मैं अगर अपने ट्रेड में हूं तो मैं चाहता हूं, मैं देखता हूं कि मेरे बहुत सारे लोग हैं जो बहुत अच्छा काम कर रहे हैं, बट सेम चीज है, उनका टाइम कैसे बाई किया जाए, वो मैं आपसे जानना चाहता हूं.
Yeah, so that is again a practical problem, because if Tony Robbins could coach me privately, I would love it, but I know I can't afford him even today. I don't know will I ever be able to afford him. But then go and immerse yourself in their programs. I'm sure everybody has got something which is which is always available to you, right? So if I look at Tony Robbins, there was a part there was a part of his programs which I could afford at a point of time. I did it, and then I didn't like it. And then I did something else and I didn't like it. And I said, this is not Tony. This is not my Tony coming into play. I'm not getting enough of it. And then I went for the best. So I know it is difficult, but go for the best, whoever you are going for. If you don't have time with that person, look for another one. You know, you will always find somebody, Rajiv. You'll always find somebody. If nothing, start investing in your own mindset, and you will figure out so many people. So I think it is impossible that we don't have time of anybody. There'll be somebody. Maybe we don't have an A category person, but maybe a B category person. I don't know. But staying as a lone ranger, that's the biggest mistake that we can do. Because it honestly, if what I could do, whatever little I could do in the last 2 years, if I was on my own, it could have taken me 10 years. But it cut short my journey by 10 years because I decided to go to the person whom, I mean, affordability, I don't think about whether I can afford, because if I think I need him, I'll somehow money will come and somehow it will happen. Somehow that person will find time, and it always happens. And also, Raji, one of the things I'll say, ask for it. Unless we ask for the things, we don't get it. Maybe you're assuming that they are not available. Maybe. A lot of times we do that. And I remember this story when Alex Benyon, I don't know how many of you have read this book, Third Door, which is about, there's one door which is a general door, general admission door to get into something. And then there's another door which is for the VIPs, the people jo piche se andar jate hain, the people who are special. But then there's always a third door. And again, this is something, my light bulb moment. There's always a third door you can create. How do we reach that place where you want to be? Time nahi hai, ye nahi hai, wo nahi hai, but how do you reach? You know, so always create a third door and you'll find it. So I know it is a little bit abstract because I don't really know the exact situation that you're talking about, but I believe in creating the third doors. You can always find your way. If it is really, really important for you, you can.
Thank you, Shilpa ji. Thank you very much.
Thanks.
And I think Rajiv ji, you have been one of very few people as part of BANC also, those who have always invested in yourself. You know, I could say I can relate to that. The way you have invested in yourself, the way you keep on taking the risk, the way you keep on experimenting with, small things which can be really beneficial for yourself, for your business. I think you're already on that path. You must try it. You make it larger now. Right? You're already there.
जी जसप्रीत जी, वो क्योंकि आप स्टार्टिंग के कोच आप रहे हैं मेरे, तो आगे भी और भी कोच ढूंढने हैं मुझे.
हमें हाँ, सबका साथ, सबका विकास, राइट. और वो एक हम शिल्पा जैसे आपने बोला डोंट आस्क, तो वो होता क्या है कि मन में बहुत बार हम सोचते हैं कि वो पहले ही आंसर मन में नो है, राइट, कि नहीं होएगा. तो मैं तो बार बार बोलता हूँ, हमारे एक स्पीकर थे, उन्होंने बोला और सबको याद भी है कि पूछ डाला तो लाइव जिंगा लाला. So पूछने में क्या जाता है, and you miss 100% of the shots you don't take. So that's very, very important. Ask. Otherwise, you'll never get to know the right set of answers, right? Yeah, Arun, you wanted to ask, please go ahead.
Thank you, Shilpa ji. Wonderful presentation. And I could, extract few points throughout your presentations. Number one, which I believe people miss, the main source of power is really residing within themselves, I believe. And they are not able to recognize, like as Weber was mentioning, that he has got everything, like he has got now adequate bank balance and good business and everything. So he's coming into that mediocrity, which most of us face through. So the power is within us. That's what we got it. And only thing is our paradigm, the way we have been heading and leading our life is mainly because of our paradigm. And most of our actions are happening with our subconscious mindset, because we have certain habits of certain traits. And by default, those things are happening because we are thinking that manner. So we have to conquer on our subconscious mindset. Of course, certain good habits, if it is happening, very good. Certain habits which are not in our favor, like as you fit your situation when you and your husband were going through this hardship. So many things were happening, but you guys gradually conquer on that and started, going out of the comfort zone, thinking creatively, and that's how you built your empire. You are already in process of going forward, right? So all our actions are mainly because of our subconscious things. So we have to work on that, because they say mind is consisting of conscious mind and subconscious mind. And most of our day-to-day activities happening because of subconscious mind. And people don't recognize. That's why most of the people are not able to achieve what they want to achieve. And that's, so that's where the coach comes in pictures, and they teach them, hey, listen, these are your certain traits which is holding you behind. They're not bad. They all have adequate power and capabilities to move forward in life, but somehow they don't know how to do that, and that's where the coaches come. And as everybody in this group are, very much appreciative of Jasprit, what Jasprit is doing, even though his talk and his way of dealing with people is inspiring them to the next level, which is amazing. And today we're all happy to have you, who has also given very motivational, inspirational talk. And I hope we will have a lot of things to learn and to practice on those. Thank you.
Thanks a lot. And you said a very valid point. So what happens is, like when I first started, my whole mind was about I should be able to earn as much as I was earning in the corporate. That was my upper limit, right? That was like, and I achieved it, and I was like, oh, balle balle, we are there, that's it. And then I had to literally tune my subconscious mind to get to the next level. So we all have got this AC, like we have pressed a button, 20 degrees. That's where we stay. We have to keep increasing the temperature, 21 degrees. 21 ho gaya, 23 degrees. We have to keep increasing it. And we have to do it consciously, so that our subconscious mind, doesn't come into play and keep us where we were. So we need to break our own things. And a lot of people, when they come to me, a lot of business owners, they say, oh, you know what, Shilpa, I don't want to change my personality. And I say, you're not changing yourself. Nobody can change you. And it's not right to change anybody. It's about breaking those patterns that you have been living your life. And when you let go of those patterns, that is where you become unleashed. That is, you become unstoppable, and there are no limits. And that's when you think openly. So this is what coaching does: break your current limits and enable you to think wider, deeper, better.
Very true. Thank you.
Right. Thanks, Arun. So I would open to other people as well, because I would really love them to ask the questions. Because mind में जो thoughts आते हैं, so it's really good to get answers. And जितना आप बोलोगे, जितना आप पूछोगे, you'll feel good about that. So anybody wants to ask anything?
I think Neena ji wanted to ask something, Jasprit.
Yeah, sure. I'm so glad. Actually, Neena ji, so Shilpa, I have, we have our 4 or 5 guest speakers, those who have come on as Bankable Talk speaker earlier as well. Some of them are already here. So Neena ji was also speaker. So Neena ji, over to you, please. So glad you're here with us.
Thank you. Good morning, all my friends of BANC. And thank you, Jasprit, for continuously, I would say, chasing me to come and join, which I could not. So thank you very much for that invite. And I'm very glad that today I was able to join. I'm sure all your speakers are one better than the other. But Shilpa, you really touched my heart at 2 levels. One, it was your own personal journey. And this is what I always, because I'm also a life coach. Initially, it was more out of passion, and now it's more of a profession, right? So wherein I've been able to help a lot of people think differently and work differently. As you said, it is all about changing patterns. And there is no age. I don't know what age you are in. I am now touching 60. So, and I was just listening to Deepak Chopra's very old video where he says age is in the mind. And I totally believe in that, right? So if at the age of 60, you have the energy of 16, you are only in age 60. So I just wanted to share that, yes, it is very important to have mentors and coaches at different points in time in your life. And I think that has played a brilliant role in my life as well. I always used to feel that books are my best coach, till the age I was in my 40s. And as you said, that I had very rigid ways of thinking. And I thought that it was like a self-righteous kind of a thought. And I learned a lot through the books because I was a voracious reader. I had all kinds of books with me, and I would read it, learn it, and not just read it for the sake of reading, but apply it in my life. So if Robin Sharma said 5 a.m. club, and I realized that, yes, I am a part of the 5 a.m. club, things like that. And then moving on to that, at the age of 50, I gifted myself this program on life coaching, counseling, healing, which helped a lot in my own personal life and gave me that confidence and validity and ability that, yes, I can genuinely impact other lives at all across levels, right? And lastly, being a practitioner of Nichiren Daishonin's Buddhism, you talked of the 3 C's: courage, compassion, and confidence, and we also add W, wisdom. So anything and everything that you can do. But I just want to add this thing that, well, it is very right sometimes that, we keep setting our limits. We've achieved X and then want to achieve Y. Now, this is where I just want to share a little bit of my journey, that somehow I've never been able to make money targets for my life. I've always made, and I think probably that's something I need to shift. So for me, life was always a higher purpose, What is it that I need to change deep within myself? But in which money energy never came, it flowed in, but I have always had enough that it takes care of my needs and the rest comes in, but I've never had surplus, right? And I have been pretty happy with it. But then when you were saying moving from X to Y and Y, I somehow sometimes start feeling that if I get into that kind of a rat race, I need to work. If I worked X, then it must have an impact. So I'm always looking at the impact that it has created rather than the money that has come to my pocket. So I just wanted to understand from you how you would look at it, because for me, life is very corporational. If I am only corporate and I am not really looking at the kind of, okay, I may be making a business impact or one impact, but that change in one life has led to change in how many lives is something that I need to. So my approach is a little different there, that balancing it, that once you have help, then you also have a kind of a balance to that, not only looking after targets which are only business and money related. Yeah. Can you help me with that?
I'm really glad, Meena ji, that you asked that question. And I would say money can never be anybody's target. Never. Whoever is doing it, it's not going to get it. So if you focus on your health, it grows. If you focus on your relationships, it grows. But if you focus on money, that's the only thing that runs away from you, right? So that can never be the objective. At the same time, money is a common measurement that we all understand. If I give you $100 note, you know what a $100 note means, right? So it is possible. And if you're like me, like I actually need very minimum things for my existence. I don't believe in materialistic thing. My biggest value is joy. And the reason I'm doing my business is for the joy it gives to me. Impact gives me the joy. So my highest impact contribution above anything is my joy. And because I'm happy, that's what matters. At the same time, for a good part of my life, I didn't touch money. I still don't touch money. I don't have much needs, but I know that when my money grows, I am growing as well. There's no other measurement. How will I measure my joy? Is my joy less than what it was, 3 months back, or is it more? For me, as I talked about the concept of plateful, and that's where I've got that the 3 things have to grow together. Your achievements, money comes as a part of it. It comes as a byproduct. Money can never be the main thing. It just pushes us on our territory that is, it's very dangerous. So from your achievements, whatever, is it impact, is it the results that you create for your clients, it's your joy, whatever, money comes as a byproduct of it. The second thing is your relationships. If your relationships are not growing, your family is not growing. So I'll give you an example. When I talked about the first few months when I jumped into business, all the friends, families, they all said, what are you doing? not this year. Sanya is in year 12. Sanya is my elder daughter. She was in year 12. Not this year because she'll be impacted. She needs you as a mom. And I was like, yes, I'm there as a mom, but it doesn't mean that I have to sit next to her. Now, in that year, not only did my business reach $500,000 the very first year with all the initial hiccups and all, not only did it reach there, Sanya, she got an ATAR of 98. She got a state level rank in French, and she was picked up by the Australian government for the Young Writer Showcase Award. So what I say is, if you are just growing, it creates a little bit of, the symmetry is not there. But if the whole tribe is growing together, your relationships, your friends, everybody, it's fun, right? So, and along with that, you cannot let your health, because that is also another important parameter for me. My husband, he's 49, and he's working on his six packs. I don't think he'll get it before his birthday next week, but yes, he's working on it and he's almost there. So that's what it is. It is about constantly expanding your triangle of life so that you can play it full. And what I believe is, for a good part, I was attracted by this monster of balance, and I call it a monster because it ate up all my excellence. I was balancing everything. And at a point, I realized that the best things in life come out of imbalance, but you cannot be in imbalance for a long time. When you're creating an impact, at that time, you go crazy, create that impact. Then you go crazy with your holidays. Then you go crazy with the children. My younger one, who's only 16 years old, she has joined our business because she is so driven by the environment which is at home. And it's such an amazing, joyful environment, that, you create tribes. I don't know if it answers your question, but this is what I believe.
Sure. Thank you, Shilpa. I mean, I totally agree with that. And I thought I would kind of just look at that. And I have also been always looking out for different coaches from now, here, then even I think last year during COVID time also, I was looking at someone, and I started the program, which was left midway. So that's something that I think today you have reminded me to complete it. Thank you. Which part of Australia are you, Shilpa?
I'm from Sydney.
You're from Sydney. Okay.
Great.
Great.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you so much. So we'll take our last question, moving from Sydney to Toronto, right? So the extremist, as you can have. So that's really great. So Anuj, please go ahead.
Yeah, thank you, Shilpa, for the amazing session. Really inspired me and motivated me. If you can, I was going through your LinkedIn profile, and I think you also help, or the main profile was targeting the corporate professionals. So I am also a chartered accountant. I moved to Toronto 3 years back. So I wanted to understand, what if I want to get in touch with you about having you as a life coach. So how would it exactly work, and how can we start or talk about it?
Send me a message on LinkedIn. I mean, that's my most authentic place. I feel and that's why I emphasize so much on the social media platforms, real people, real faces, real testimonials, real client stories. So Anu, send me a message. By the way, I am a career coach, as I call myself. Behind the doors, I take people to euphoria. Euphoria is the name of my program. So, which is the triangle of life.
Okay, thanks. I'll connect you there on LinkedIn.
Sure.
Thank you, Anuj. So, guys, we've already passed our mark, which is really great. So I will just wrap it up. So, Shilpa, before we just wrap it up, I always ask one question. So if there's one thing, which everybody should take back home today, one thing which we can bank upon, what would that be, which will, create a brain tattoo on all of our minds that, okay, this is one thing I really have to do. So what would that be for all our bank members and guests?
So, two things are coming to my mind. I don't know, for some reason, I'll talk about
take two. Yeah.
True balance. Imbalance is the way. Best things in history have been created by imbalance. You cannot be on that for a long time, but if you're always creating balance, you should check it out. Maybe you are slipping into mediocrity, right? So that's one thing. The second one is, And this is something which I learned from Major DP Singh, who is my brother's batchmate in army. He said, if you have to give up something in life, then give up giving up. And this has stayed with me ever. Anytime things get difficult, and things do get difficult in entrepreneurship journey, this has just stayed with me. So I hope if you can just remember this one sentence and soak it in, I think that's it. Life, most of the things in life are very simple. So yeah, just two simple things.
Wow, that's really brilliant. If you have to give up one thing, then give up giving up. I think that's something really, really powerful. And I also love that, you know, imbalance is something, you know, which we should all strive for, rather than trying to balance, but we never get balanced. I think, you know, that's also very true. So thank you so much, Shilpa. Thank you so much. Before you leave, we just wanted to make a very special announcement. And since all of our guests, everybody's here. So Arun, you know, if you want to share that.
Sure. Yeah, once again, Shilpa, thank you so much. And as we all know, October month is Cancer Awareness Month in the world. And BANC, apart from, you know, banking and networking club, as a part of social responsibility, you know, this month we are also collaborating with Sanjeevani, Life Beyond Cancer, a non-profit organization, which is, I think, based out of New Delhi. And we are partnering with them for one session on October 23rd at 8 o'clock, our Indian Standard Time. And I would highly recommend and request all members to be part of that. And especially we would request to, you know, ask your spouses, you know, to be part of that particular event, where we want to create a breast cancer awareness among, you know, especially among Indian communities. I know that I live in the United States, and here people are very much, you know, aware of those things, and things are already happening. Back home in India, I would highly recommend. And of course, Shilpa has a good network. She can also, you know, help us to create that awareness for the community, because the bank wants to, you know, be part of the social you know, also, and they want to have such kind of events time to time. So this October 23rd, 8 p.m. and we will be announcing this as soon as this has been finalized, and to share with all of you guys. And we would like you guys to share that information with your friends and family members, so more people join and get you know, information about this would be great. And I may have one or two relevant speaker from United States also to talk 5 minutes about this awareness, how things are happening here, and few people from bank side from back home in India. And of course, Sanjeevani will be the main one who will be presenting how they are doing in this particular, you know, field, and how they are helping normal people's life. So this is just a simple request. So hopefully we will take advantage of this session.
It's India, 8 p.m. Indian time or US time?
No, 8 p.m. it would be Indian time.
Indian time.
And that is on Saturday.
Okay. Yeah. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Arun. And that's all Arun's initiative, and I'm really great initiative. So guys, thank you so much. Thank you so much, Shilpa, again for joining us today.
Jaspreet, we need to take a picture also.
Yeah. So I also wanted to thank Chitra ji. She's here with us. So yeah. So thank you. You know, thanks to Chitra ji. So she suggested about Shilpa, and that's how, you know, we connected. That's the power of network. That's how you know, you get to have such amazing and wonderful speakers at BANC's platform. And always, you know, it's always good to ask. I say that Pooch Dala to live Jinga Lala. So I reached out to Shilpa ji, and, you know, so that's why she's here. So thank you so much for being here with us, Shilpa. Guys, if you can switch on your cameras so that we can take a picture, and I'll share that with everybody. Okay, here we go. At your best. Great. Brilliant. Thank you. So thank you, everybody. Keep banking on each other. I think that's what BANC is all about. Keep banking on each other. Keep banking with each other. Have a lovely weekend. And thank you, Shilpa. Brilliant. It was great to have you with us. Right. Great. Thank you.
Thank you all very much. Thank you.